Hey guys, Jason DeLong here with Heartland Homes KC Real Estate. And I want to introduce you, if you don't already know him, Nic Helm, who's with our team. And he, we wanted to get on here today with the shifting market, kind of talk about the market. And, Nick's been with us for, gosh, almost 2 years now, and just kind of get his thoughts on, his transition here to Kansas City from Illinois and a whole new company, brokerage, and all that. So, welcome, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, Jason? Uh,
Good.
I started in real estate 4 years ago, and I originally was working in Southern Illinois. I started with Coldwell Banker, and I was there for 2 years, and ended up coming to Kansas City. Just a little bit more opportunity, bigger population, a lot of things kind of factored into that. But when I came to Kansas City, that was about say March of 2020. I think right when COVID started. So ironically, everything shut down pretty quickly. But I think right when I got here, my first call was to you guys, and I wanted to join a team that was kind of investor focused. That's kind of where I see, my life transitioning eventually one day. And I was just looking for a team that knew what they were doing when it came to investments, and I stumbled upon Jana and Jason, and that's kind of how we got started. And ever since, it's been great. We joined EXP. I can't say enough good things about EXP. EXP has been awesome. I've definitely had my best results with EXP. It's a great environment. We recently went to a conference in Dallas, which was awesome as well. So all around, I've had a great time. I've learned a lot, and yeah, I wouldn't take it back for anything. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's funny. You said March of 2020, right? The heart of COVID. I forgot. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy the timing that you came in, and I know our office was kind of not shut down, but not a lot of people were in there. So it's like you came in, and it was just like a kind of an odd environment, man. So, but no, as far as the investment side, I mean, you already had one rental, I think, under your belt in Illinois, but I mean, our whole team, it's like everyone is either investing or getting ready to invest or wanting to invest. And I think it's important for an agent to know that side of it, because your clients are, I mean, you want to help them build wealth, and not only if they're investors, but, help just the ordinary buyer or seller to build wealth. So you have to know that side of the business and be able to educate your clients on that. So that's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important. It's important, not just to working with investors, but also working with the everyday person. I mean, most people buy a house because they want to live in that house. They love that house, and they had a good impression of the house. But also making a good financial decision, and seeing real estate from multiple different aspects, not just one. So you're not just working with, let's say, a retail buyer, but you have a totally different perspective with working with investors too. So you learn more. You're just more educated with the market, um, and it helps a lot. It helps in all aspects. And the more time I put into working with investors and focusing on investments, and also just working with the everyday buyer or seller, it's helped tremendously. It's helped a ton. I wouldn't know what I know now if it wasn't for the team, if it wasn't for all the training, and just the experience that I've had over those 4 years. So it's been great, and it's really great. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Um, so you mentioned your past, with Coldwell Banker. Coming to Kansas City, we were originally with Better Homes and Gardens, and then transitioned over to EXP. Um, how so? Some of the people we've introduced you to, and then just some of the people within our organization now with EXP. Talk a little bit about that, if you will. Just the difference in how that's kind of opened up, I guess, your just opened everything up as far as the different people you could reach out to, and kind of the influence that you see now.
Yeah, so I think I was with Coldwell Banker originally, so I'll start there. It was a great brokerage. I liked the people that I worked with, but a lot of the stuff was a little outdated. Some of the CRM, it wasn't as much agent focused, I would say, as EXP is. I think the same could be said for Better Homes and Gardens. Um, but I mean, both great companies. It just depends on where the agent wants to land and where they're at with things. Um, but I will say with EXP, it's been great. I mean, I have almost immediate access to almost anybody in the company through the metaverse, and the training catalogs that EXP can roll out on a daily basis is it's very interesting. I've never had that before. I was driving to the office. I was setting a time, with my managing broker. I was, talking to other agents, just trying to figure things out that way. Whereas with EXP, you have this unique ability to be able to actually just log into the metaverse, look at a training catalog, and on any given day, I could attend 6 classes that I would learn more in that day than I could have learned maybe in a week somewhere else. And a lot of these classes, what's interesting, what EXP does really well, is a lot of these classes are taught by icon agents, agents that are doing a lot of production, and that way, a lot of the times you get a teacher, and the teacher, didn't sell much real estate. She's familiar, he's familiar, but they're teaching from a catalog, and then I go to a class here, and I go in the metaverse, and I get a teacher that has done more production than I can imagine at this point in my life. Um, so it's awesome for that. I've learned a lot. The people that I know inside EXP are awesome. Um, I think it's just a little bit more agent focused, which is nice to have a company that is focused more on the agents than other things. So they're constantly improving things. They're constantly adding things. They're constantly making our business easier to run. So it helps our team, and then the team offers so much too. So the fact that EXP feeds so much into us, and then we can build off of that, is awesome.
Yep. No, I agree, man. It's just the production, the increase in production. They say, I mean, most agents when they come to EXP end up their volume goes up because they're opened up to a lot more opportunity and a lot more people that are doing bigger volumes that are giving these trainings. So that's good you brought that up. So with the shifting market, let's kind of close out with that and maybe talk about, well, I'll start off. I mean, I think right now with, the everything that's going on, I mean, rates going up and just a lot of people are on the fence. And I think part of the problem, and the biggest part of the problem, is like just not being educated. And I think that's key right now for agents to educate their clients on the market. And, obviously there's no crystal ball what we think is going to happen down the road, but there's a lot of signs that, and different things we can kind of point out to our clients. So having the education and the trainings available and just listening to different perspectives around the market, I think is key. But this is not a time to be the ostrich and bury your head in the sand. I mean, as an agent, you have to get out and double down on education and just get the word out there and just try to help your clients as much as possible. So why don't we close out with that and just get your take on that?
I think we're getting back into a period where agents really have to start working. For a while, like Jana said, we were a little bit of order takers because there were so many people flooded into the market that it was uh, it was interesting because interest rates, I don't think they had been that low. But now what we're seeing is we're just seeing an increase in volatility. It's really volatile right now. Inside of the last year, interest rates have doubled, which hasn't happened. So um, we're just seeing a lot of volatility right now, which has caused some people to pause. But I think the education side of things is really important because some people are so steadfast on just going back to renting when renting is 100% interest. So it's a give and a take, and it depends on the person's their financial situation. But at the end of the day, it's always better to buy a house and live in that house than to rent because it gives you a lot more leverage. It gives you equity in a property over time, which is huge for a lot of people. The average homeowners have tons of equity to this day that is not tapped into. So, when you're talking about like, for young individuals out there that are debating this, if you're wanting to build your life up, your net worth will be significantly increased. Your ability to access money, arguably, your security will be better whenever you own a property. And a lot of people are scared away, from the rates, and I get that. Buyers, their buying power went down. If they were able to buy, $400,000 or $500,000 house, 12 months ago, now they can only buy a 320, 330, $100,000 house. It's a big change, but I think what's more important is that they find a house that they like, and they purchase that house, and then whenever the interest rates go down, they end up refinancing that house. Because to this day, our stats are not showing in Kansas City a huge decrease. At least it's not happening as of yet. Our days on market are up 4 days. 4 days. That's it, year over year. Our inventory went 1.4 months to 1.6 months in our MLS. These are not huge changes. And just another side note is that less people are deciding to sell, which is also keeping our inventory low. So I don't know, it's every market's different. Whenever you see high peaks in like West Coast property in Florida, those are going to come down more. The highest peaks are always going to come down more. But the Midwest, I think historically holds more value. And inflation caused a lot of it, and I think a lot of it's going to stick. So if you're waiting for stuff to drop 20%, you're going to be waiting a long time probably. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on the market.
Well, man, no, I appreciate you getting on with me today. Your insight's valuable. Just like again, it's about education and just getting the word out there and making sure people have the right knowledge to make the right decision. So, but yeah, I mean, anybody who has any questions, definitely reach out to me or Nick. We'd love to answer those and help you any way we can.